I'm getting nervous, ready for a start.
And so are they as they get set and are racing in the first ever under-13 Iron Woman final at the Aussies. Making their way out into that bank at the moment. Some of our competitors opting to lie straight on their board before getting back up and beginning to bunny hop across that bank. Now the board goes under the arm for a few, and already the field is quite stretched out. You can see the difference, as you mentioned there, Jen, in some of the heights of our competitors, some able to get off and run that little bit earlier, and now they are making their way through the opening break.
Yep, Sunshine Beach, a fantastic start in the middle of the field there. She is on and away. And something you'll really notice with the girls on the smaller craft here, their stroke rate is so high. You can see they'll move the legs as well. That's just for balance to keep them stable on the craft. But man, they're going to be so fast out to this first red and yellow can. And while the girls will be a little bit tired because they have been doing so many races, they are so well and truly warmed up right now. Their heart rates will stay a little bit higher than normal. They are ready to race and race fast.
Absolutely, it definitely helps with the balance, that swinging of the legs, but it also helps with the stroke rate as well. A good way to imagine it for those who may not have paddled on a clubby's board before is that it's like running and swinging your arms. So when you pump your arms, it helps move your legs. And when you kick your legs, it's going to help them be able to swing their arms through the water. So at the moment at the front, it's Sunshine Beach again, looking to turn that can in first place with a few Maroochydore and North Burleigh caps right there alongside.
I want to say there's actually 3 North Burleigh in the top 5 or so at the moment. That is an absolute display of dominance from a powerhouse club that is making its way back.
And a big move coming up the inside now at the moment. I think North Burleigh is going to get to this first board can in first place as well. A burst of speed. There is no holding back between these competitors. They go around what looks to be a single board can and make their way back into the green and yellow.
This is such good racing. I love that the girls are making really smart, strategic decisions in the middle of the race. They know that they need to position themselves well. If they can have first crack at the waves, that just sets them up beautifully. It is board swim for our Iron and our Cameron Relay at the Youth Championships. And this young competitor from North Burleigh, she has taken that opportunity to get the inside run, and she has kept that momentum up. She's got a huge lead on the rest of the field right now. Yeah,
that's exactly right. Looks as though we've got a little bit of a pile up on that second can as well, but at the moment it is all North Burleigh at this stage in position 1, 2. Sunshine is in 3. That looks to be Maroochydore in 4. We can see another Maroochydore cap, maybe Maroochydore in 5 rather, and North Burleigh 1, 2 and 4. Tugan, Alex, Cooks Hill and Avoca it looks like there for a moment, but at the moment it's all North Burleigh out in front. We have one down the lead wave. Will it double up and bring another on top? I think it might, Jen. And there out the back is another party wave in an iron race. We love to see it.
Wow, I actually thought the North Burleigh competitor on the right-hand side was going to have the best crack at that wave. But it's the middle of the field. Look at her work doing the bunny hopping on the board. She is flying across that bank.
A great decision, and not an easy decision to make either. That is doing it the hard way, but that little extra metre gap that she's gained could prove to be the difference at the end of this race. So as the goggles start to go on and turning the flag is 1, North Burleigh. In 2 looks to be Alex Headland. In 3 is North Burleigh. And then it is anyone's guess beyond that one, Jen, because that's a really tight field.
Absolutely. And this is the sort of racing that we want to see. I don't know. Yes, it was an Alexandra Headlands coming through. We've only got one Maroochydore in the mix. That's Ruby Twiggy Williams coming through. That's Imogen Dowker. Keep an eye on her in the BHMP
Strong
cap as
swimmer.
well.
Just got the bronze medal in that surf race.
Absolutely. That was wonderful racing that we saw from the ladies earlier. They're going to show us why they deserve to be featured so prominently like this at the Australian Championships. They are absolutely amazing competitors.
Jan, it's been such a long day of racing. There's been so many rounds.
Right?
We're into the final leg of their individual program, and they have to try and get their knees out of the water running across that bank. How difficult is that to try and keep yourself up and moving forward?
You're so heavy at that point, and this has been really interesting just watching the girls navigate this bank when they are a little bit tired. I want to say that Imogen Dowker has just gone to the lead. Yeah,
we did see a few competitors stand up and take a break, try and suck a little bit of air in before they start swimming, but Imogen looks to have put her head down and got moving, because they are the little things you need to do if you are going to become an Australian champion. So we do believe that's Imogen Dowker in position number 1 at the moment. Alex Headland sitting on her right. trying to go with her as she puts on the speed to that first red and yellow can. And then beyond that, we can see a Sunshine, we can see 3 North Burleys, there's a Maroochydore, a Cooks Hill, and half the field is chasing to try and claim a medal.
Absolutely, that's really smart racing from Emmy there. She saw that everyone else was getting tired, but she knew that she had a race plan that she wanted to execute. She held her nerve, she knew where she needed to be strong, and that's really paying off right now. It is going to be a tough swim out there. It is still really, really choppy, and the girls are getting tired. So it looks to be 2 of them across at the moment. No one's giving up any distance. It's her and Alexandra Headlands at the moment. A few of those ladies in the mix. We've got Elle Richardson that I can see on the program. Actually, it may just be Elle from Alexandra Headlands.
Yeah, so I'd say we did think that there was going to be a little bit of breakaway on, but it looks as though the field has actually started to bunch up, going 2 by 2 coming into that first can. So there's a bit of eyeing off going on. There's a bit of staring into each other, breathing into each other's side as well, it looks like there. So they know what's at stake. The first ever under-13 Iron Woman Championship of Australia.
Yep, definitely just the one Alexandra Headlands competitor in the field. So that's Elle Richardson, who is currently in first. Looks to maybe have the better of it right now, but I tell you what, no one is giving up right now. They know that an Australian Championship is on the line. And if you're an under-13 competitor, you have heard so many stories about the Australian Championships. You know that they are the absolute pinnacle of our sport. But I tell you what, there's another competitor who is forcing her way into the mix right now. They're 3 across right now, and I think it's North Burleigh.
Yeah, that's right. Coming shoulder to shoulder, elbows locking up as they come around that final can, because now it is all one-way traffic to the finish and a place in history, becoming the first ever under-13 Iron Woman champion of Australia. So 3 athletes are clear at the moment. Alex Headlands, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, and North Burleigh, but not too far behind is the rest of that field that seems to be getting closer and closer with every stroke.
Absolutely, the field really starting to tighten up right now, and this could be really dangerous for our leaders. We've seen how much the waves start to come into play, and this is where everyone's getting a little bit nervous. They're looking behind to say, what is coming, how far away is it, and can I get on there? But they're just, it's so choppy.
Well, there's no waves that have come through at the moment, and the longer that the longer that stays the same, the more you get the feeling it will be a bunch finish. So we watch with interest now as a few little bumps start to stand up, but nothing that can help our leaders. It looks as though that they may get caught by the back markers if this wave comes to play. We can see the water starting to suck back out. Our competitors standing back up, and there goes Alex opting to run across that bank because she knows that she cannot wait around. That bigger wave behind is picking up the rest of the markers. Alex, North Burleigh, Sunshine Beach, Cooks Hill. It's still anyone's race at this stage as our 2 leaders begin to dolphin dive back into the sand.
And the girls are absolutely exhausted at the moment. You can see that they're looking for the easy options. They're trying to wait and look for the wave. They don't want to get their knees up right now because waiting hurts so much.
But there goes Alex Headlands. She knows that's what she needs if she's going to become a champion. And that is what she looks to have done. Alexandra Headlands motoring up the beach around that flag. 50 metres to go before she puts her name into the history books. The first ever champion of the under-13 Iron Woman race at the Australian titles.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. We can see the rest of the competitors making their way through now. What a way to finish for the under-13 Iron. Alexandra Headlands in 1, North Burleigh in 2. Who's it going to be? Yep, another bronze medal there for BHMP.
Wow, and there comes the rest of the field. That was so close. That was such a tight margin across the race. And just like that, our top 8 have come across the line. What a race to remember, Jen.
Yeah, this is fantastic. These young girls will remember being a part of history here.
And it was one off the back of hard work.
Yep.
Those hard decisions. Our winner opting to get up and run at every chance she could. She didn't stick around and wait for those waves. Even on the way in of that swim, she put her head down and increased the kick and increased the stroke rate. She grabbed that race by the scruff of the neck and has taken the reward for it. Still catching her breath there down there on the sand.
Yeah, well earned.
We will be heading down to Harold in just a moment when we can get him on the beach. But
more races in the water already, and this is what we love about an Australian Championships. Our officials are wasting no time in getting things moving along. But I tell you what, we will have a quick chat with our history-making winner. She is down on the beach with Harold.
Elle Richardson, the first ever under 13 Iron Woman Champion of Australia. Can you believe it?
No, not really.
So Aussies is new things for the under 13s. What were you expecting coming into this big event?
Nothing much really, just trying to make finals.
Enjoyed your time?
Yes, lots of fun.
So tell us about the club at Alex, obviously being a nipper there. Do you get tell us about the training program that's actually got you to become the best in Australia?
My dad basically trains all of the Alex kids, and yeah, it's heaps of fun, and we all just like push each other along, and yeah, it's really good.
And fun, right?
Yes,
And
lots of fun.
And what's the most fun?
Training with all my friends.
So good. Ladies and gentlemen, your first ever under 13 female champion, Elle Richardson from Alex. Congratulations.
Thank you.